Okay guys, if you watched the last video, I gave you a perfect entry point for a short. I told you exactly where to short. So I'm going to cover this. I'm going to show you how I entered this short and how I set my stop loss. And remember, the reason I got into leverage trading, I used to be against leverage trading. The only reason I did it is because all these people kept saying they kept getting wrecked. And I wanted to show that you can use leverage and you can trade safely if you practice risk management. Now, with this trade here, I got in at 42,300 and had my stop at 42,331. So my stop was only $31 above where I entered. If we pushed up, I lose just a little bit. Currently, you can see with using $3,000 at 50 times leverage, currently I'm in profit about $1,700. Now, when we dropped down to this wick, I was in profit over 2,000. I could have taken my profit, cashed out. I believe we have much more downside. Imagine if we drop, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, how much profit I'll be in off of 3,000. So I'm going to come back and explain this, and I'm also going to cover spot trading as well. But if you watched the last video, I'll put a link up to it now. Listen to what I said. Down. But you can also see here on the H1 chart, 42,357. Right here on the C1BG chart, your next major resistance above that point just happens to be around 42,273. Right here on the C1 chart is 42,300. I'd like to show you, so this is the G1 chart, and I'll cover the G1 chart. I just want to go over a few of the charts first. So this is H1 chart. This is where I was talking about in that video. So look, if we push up, this is the point you want to short, 42,369. And in that last video, I said, if we get above 42,000, I'll turn into a moon channel. Well, guys, I was showing you where to short. Obviously, it was above 42,000, but notice we're struggling to get above 42,000 right now. Again, I believe we have a lot more downside. The G1 chart will cover that. But notice we came down, we found perfect support. You could have entered along here, 41,541. You could have entered another along here, 41,566. This is the published version of this chart. This is published on March 5th. This cannot be edited. All I can do is hit play. Just want to show you how this chart played out. And you can see right here, notice we got rejected here, found support. That is right here, resistance, and we found support once and twice. So that's the H1 chart. This is the C1BG chart. This chart was charted for the Bitget exchange. By the way, if you want to access all these live charts, the website's pinned in the first comment in the description. And if you use my Bitget affiliate link, that's pinned in the first comment description as well. But notice where I said in the last video, when we come up and touch this line, this is where you put in your short. Your next support is 41,467. If that breaks, your next support is 40,645. This is published version of this chart, just to show you how it played out. This is published on March 9th. I'm going to hit play. And you can see right here, that's where we got rejected, right at that red line. We hit this point, we came down. So again, that's the point of these charts, to give you a perfect entry point for a short and a perfect entry point for a long. So you can see right here, now I did short this, show you this line. This line was on the G1 chart. I shorted this point at 42,000. I was in profit, maybe 200 bucks. It did push up and stop me out. And then I re-entered my trade up here at 42,359. So let me show you how I set up this trade. Now, I did show you guys how to import charts into the Bitget exchange, but when I'm in a hurry, typically what I do, well, again, all these charts from Confluence are in 42,350. So I knew this would be strong resistance. So all I did was I go in and I draw a horizontal line where my resistance is at. So I know 42,300 is going to be strong resistance. I put another horizontal line where I want my stop. If you're shorting, you want your stop above where you enter. So I have this line here, 42,331. So you take profit stop loss. So you set your stop loss right here, 42,331. Now my take profit, likely take profit would be around 41,500. But if it hits that point, it stops you out, and you take your profit, but you can't stay in your trade if it drops further. So I set my I set my take profit way down below. So if this continues down, which I believe that we are topped out and coming down much further, I can stay in my trade and continue to be in profit. Imagine if this drops $5,000, how much profit I'll be in. Right now I'm 71%. This could be 300, 400, 500%. So again, it's that simple. As soon as price pushed up to this point and came back down, all I did was hit sell short. I'm in my trade. I have my stop above me. I'm protected. And you just, ride it out. So I'm going to cover the G1 chart, but I want to show you guys, so the difference between leverage trading and spot trading. So when you spot trade, right here, 175,000, I do spot trade as well. on BitGet, and on Coinbase, 86,000. So, I do buy at support and write it up. But the problem with a spot trade is you have to have money to make money. If you buy 4 Bitcoin, it pushes up $1,000. You make $4,000 minus your fees, and it can get pretty expensive if you buy a large amount of Bitcoin. But with spot trading, you can only make money on the way up, and you have to have a lot of money to make money. So, a lot of people don't have $250,000 to trade. Some people on our Discord trade with millions. So, $250,000 to them is nothing. To me, it's a lot. But the point is just with $3,000, right? Just $3,000 at 50 times leverage, I've already made $1,700. If this continues down, this could be up $5,000, $10,000. So you don't have to have a lot of money to trade to make money, but you need to practice risk management, and you need these points to get the perfect entry and the points to get the perfect long. If you don't practice risk management, you are setting yourself up to get wrecked. That's why I never enter a trade without a stop loss. One thing I do like about BitGet, firstly, they're registered with the US. There's no VPN, so they're legal to trade. BitMEX, people were using VPN to mask their IP address, and they got busted, and they had to close down a lot of people's accounts. Even with Bybit, you have to use a VPN because it's illegal in the US. So that's why I initially chose BitGet. I'm happy with them. I've never had a stop not trigger. One thing about their stop loss, it's greater than or less than. So if you're in a short, you have your stop up here. If you push above this point, at any point, you're greater than your stop, it's going to trigger. Even if it pushes up above, it might be a little higher, but it's going to trigger your stop loss. Same if you're in a short. If it's less than, it's going to trigger your stop or your take profit. The thing about Coinbase, see, they're kind of tricky. So if you put in your amount, you put in your stop price. If price pushes up really fast or drops really fast, your stop won't trigger. So you have to put in a limit price to say, well, between these two numbers, make sure my stop hits, which is a little sneaky on Coinbase's part. But that's why I like BitGet, because again, once it hits this point, it's going to trigger your stop. Even if it pushes up really fast, it might be a little higher, but you are going to your stop will trigger. So I do like that in the VPN. So let me cover the G1 chart. So guys, I've talked about this chart before. This red line, this line goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin, and I talked about this ring. Go back and watch it. This is where I told you guys to short around 44,200. More recently, I told you to short around 42,440. And then I'm telling you guys, I believe we're topped out. Notice that the next daily candle opened below this red line. Let me zoom out, show you this chart. I just want to show you how important this red line is. It goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. As you can see right here, it was support and resistance. Let me go further back. You can see it was resistance. Move this out of the way. You can see right here it was support, resistance, and again, it goes all the way back. Right here it was support and resistance. Right here. If I can get my damn brush tool working. Alright, sorry about that. Having a mouse malfunction here. But right here, you can see, look, resistance, 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 resistance. And go back even further. You can see right here it was support and resistance. And this is back in 2013, still respecting this line. Resistance, support, support, resistance, support, support. So this is a very important trend line, going back since the beginning of Bitcoin. So not just that red line, but also this is actually a ring right here. These 2 points show me that is a very key resistance level. That's why I believe we have a lot more downside. That's why I stayed in my trade. That's why I did not get out. I believe ultimately we are headed down to, if you watched the last video, I told you at any point we break this ring, we're at 37,900. Out here is 38,800. At any point we break this ring, I expect us to capitulate. So I do believe that we are topped out, and we will start heading down, and at any point we break this, I believe that's when the capitulation will begin. So again, that's why I'm still in my trade, and again, I have faith in my charts, so I'm going to see how long I can stay in and ride this down. And if we do push up, well, I know that our resistance on the this chart here, if we push up, you're going to get rejected at 42,187, which is still below where I entered. So again, just showing you how these charts work. But your current support is 41,450, and your next support below is 40,650. But guys, that's pretty much it. If you don't access these charts, website's opticalcrypto.com. Link will be pinned in the first comment description. And if you use my Big Get affiliate link, that'll be pinned in the first comment description as well. Guys, trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.